So, new compliance comes down the road. What happens if I don't comply?
You lose, Charlie. So I think the most important thing as part of this is to understand when you're going to be notified that you are not able to get a contract. In the 800-171 world, there was a lot of time on the front end spent, oh, we can't bid on that because it says we have to be 800-171, and people weren't compliant even though they had self-assessment questionnaires they were working on. Now we're at the point where there will be a stamped certification from the cyber accrediting board that says you either are or you are not. You either passed or failed, and if you've passed, you can be awarded contracts. If you failed, you can go all the way up until the point of the award date. You've received the RFQ, you've bid on whatever the product or service is, and now they're ready to award, and they said, we're going to award it to you if you can prove you have that CMMC certification seal of honor that says you're compliant. Oh, we're not. Oh, well, you're not getting awarded the contract. And I think that's where the rubber hits the road on this whole thing is, you mean I'm not going to be able to do the work even though I won the bid? Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. If you're not in compliance, that's where the potential loss comes in, is you're not going to be able to get the contract, even though you thought, because you were able to bid on it, and there was no notification in advance that said you couldn't, because I'm not so sure anybody really cares until award date now. That's where.
Well, the asterisk on that, I would say, is that some upstream providers will not take a bid from someone who's not compliant already because they put themselves at risk. That if they choose to award the bid to that person and they didn't become compliant, as you mentioned, now they're stuck. Now they have to go to another supplier, they have to do a new bid process, or maybe can't produce what they needed to produce if there's not someone else who can do it.
And I think that's a great point. And I think even back in the 800-171 days, there were certain bids where it was stamped on there that you must be 800-171 to bid on this, but others, they were just blank. They were just, here's an opportunity, do you want to bid on it? So I think those upstream prime contractors and upstream subcontractors really play an important part on how serious they're taking it.